And welcome to all our honoured guests to the open break final of the European Universities Debating Championships Newcastle 2009. It gives me great pleasure to introduce onto the stage to talk a little bit about the importance of debate and particularly debate in this region in the northeast of England, Mr. Alex Ward, the founder of the Newcastle Debating Society.
It's a very special moment for me, seeing the whole of Europe debating community, as well as all our guests here this evening. I think it's very special because in October 2001, I arrived at a university where, although a great university, we had a debating chamber where it was falling to pieces with tiles falling on heads. The boards had stopped in the early 80s, and any form of a debating society had long since gone and merely was something, it was a board next to an entrance to a nightclub. And then what we did was we did form a debating society, very much about 10 people around a pub table. We very generously got given £32 by the Students' Union to go on our travels. And we started a long process of winning the support of both the university community and also the North East community. Then it all sort of changed about February that academic year, when there's a very special guest here tonight, when I met a guy called Ben Ricketts, who is in the front row of the audience. And the reason the reason why Ben is very special is he became my debating partner, but more importantly, he took us from being a club society to recognise the European debating stage, when Ben and I had the great honour of taking Newcastle to the European semis that year. And it's just a great pleasure to have Ben all the way from Bangkok here this evening. After that achievement, the university actually gave us unbelievable support in many ways, and the then Vice-Chancellor, Christopher Edwards, actually moved my exams the following semester around Christmas time so I could go to Worlds, and really we started a partnership with the university to build a great debating tradition, but also with the local community. There's several ex-pupils, one on the judging panel tonight, several competitors in the audience from EUDC Newcastle, who very much supported the society in the early days. But since then, the university has gone to teach at the majority of schools in the area to help progress debating and also make sure there's a fundamental part of the culture within this area. Then after many sort of years of support, and I think the heat must have got to us, I was sat in a dormitory 2 years ago after having had the joys of going to about 30 different countries debating with a certain two conveners, Russell and Oscar, and also certain two ladies, Antonia and Hannah, and we had the great idea that we'd like to bring this to Newcastle. Now, 2 years on that journey, I was always moments I was worried we wouldn't succeed in doing that, but I'm so proud as a society we have succeeded in doing that. I'm also very proud of the support of the university, and when I went to them to underwrite this competition, I said the line of, you gave us £32 7 years ago, I'm now asking for a few noughts before that number to underwrite this competition, and they were very supportive in doing that after a nice negotiation. Then we've also had very much the support of the city, not only our One North East sponsors, but the Newcastle Gateshead initiative made sure we got this venue. And I think one of the main reasons that supports us for debate in this part of the world is that this is one of the real jewels in the crown of Britain, and very few people ever come to the North East. When I was a London boy growing up, and I said to people I'm going to Newcastle, I think they thought I was just going to black smoke and chimneys. We're on a beautiful cultural centre, seaside-based bastion of an empire. And for those of you who've just arrived now. What we're hopefully going to see tonight is hopefully a debate that's very important to the region. It's a debate that all of you in the public will have an opinion. Please remember, as Sam said, the teams represented here tonight is not their own opinion, but us as an adjudication team, we've told them which way they have to debate, and we're looking at the art and skill of communication. I think the reason why debate is so important for this region is we've always had to fight to be recognised in this country, and I think the fact that we've got the most wonderful auditorium in the world for acoustics just shows what has happened. This was a grass bank when I joined university. To have this building now is absolutely phenomenal, and it's such a wonder that we can have the debating competition here. I'd also like to say, though, in terms of putting Newcastle on the map, I've had many fond memories of debating and going to Japan and telling them about the wonders of brown ale over sake. But the main thing I think is important is a city we're recognised. And I think we had a very sad week this week. One of the great ambassadors of Newcastle was lost, unfortunately, to the ills of old age and health. And that was Sir Bobby Robson. Now, you're probably thinking, what on earth does this have to do with the European Debating Championships? But Sir Bobby was one of the people of Newcastle who put us on the world map and European map with success as a manager of Barcelona Football Club, Eindhoven Football Club, as well as his home team, Newcastle. And what I'd like to do to respect Sir Bobby is, rather than a minute's silence, I want to actually celebrate his life. I was lucky enough to meet him in person. He was an honorary member of the university with a degree, but he also came to Debating Society to debate on whether we should have more or less foreign players. So really, I'd like you all to stand and to clap to have a minute's appreciation of Sir Bobby Robson. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to get back to the wonders of debating, and part of us winning this bid was not only wowing people over Europe that we could do this, but it was also the support of one of the most successful debaters this country has produced. Not only has he topped the world tabs, been a European champion, and many other things on those things, he's also the chief adjudicator of Newcastle Euros. I've had the pleasure of working the last week of pretty much every minute and every hour in his company, and together we've formed a wonderful team along with our other DCAs. Please come with the great pleasure of welcome the one, the only, Sam Block.